Welcome to our show, House Edge, episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about NFL Week 1. But before you get into that, let's like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and join our Discord at House Edge Bets. How you doing today, Bert?
Doing good, doing good. All those links that Rob just talked about, you can find in our description below the video. But I'm excited to get talking about week 1, man. Like, the dog days of summer are finally over. We got NFL professional football back, right? I was watching some of these college games this weekend. We were seeing some of the best teams playing each other. LSU, Florida State, right?
That was in a
How many
beautiful
drop
game.
balls did we see, though? Just straight up
many.
dropped balls by receivers.
I mean, that's why college is amateur. We're going to see these pros.
Yeah. And then did you see that the Tennessee quarterback throwing a bomb and the guy just dropping it right out of his hands? The guy's saying we need Jalen Hyatt back.
Oh, God.
What a mess. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about some NFL.
Yeah, let's get into it. So this week we each picked 5 picks for our NFL picks, and then we have some college picks and some parlays, and a super teaser parlay for you guys. We're gonna pick every game of the week, money line.
Yep, the sweaty 16, we like to call it. All right, you want to get right into it? You want to get into your first play, Rob? We actually, is this the only play? We have 2 plays that we share, which I mean, I guess we're going off the same info from last year. That's why we have plays in common,
Yeah.
or they're just square bets. But hey, sometimes squares got to eat too, man. But the first bet, we got the Jaguars minus 4.5 versus the Colts.
Yes, I had Jaguars minus 4.5. This is a super easy bet to me. We got Jacksonville, who has a top 12 offense and defense from last year, and I expect Trevor Lawrence to improve into the next year. And then on the other side, even though I love my Colts, we got starting a rookie quarterback, Anthony Richardson, who will be exciting this year, but is a very raw prospect. So I expect Jacksonville to take care of this pretty easily. Yeah, minus 4.5.
Yeah, rocking the Jonathan Taylor jersey, but I think he's out, correct? He's not going to be playing for a few games.
He's out at least for 4 weeks on that pup list. So I expect the tank to start very early for the Colts this season.
I guess it kind of depends on if Anthony Richardson is going to be like a Tom Brady straight out of school, but highly doubt that.
Yeah, let's give the kids some time to grow. Let's not call him Tom Brady.
We'll definitely take the Jaguars there. 4.5 points. I was thinking that would be more like a 7-point line. I mean, they are traveling away. I guess that's where they're losing some of the points, but I don't know. Does Indianapolis really have that much of a home field advantage?
No, they play us pretty tight at home and away. We can't go to Jacksonville to save our life these days. Yeah.
Too many weapons on that Jaguars offense, and honestly, too many good guys on their defense too. Josh Allen, for example, it's gonna be too much for the Colts to handle. I'm with you. 4.5 points. Should probably lock that in. I think that's gonna go up probably to 5.5.
Yeah. For our next play, we have a pick of yours. I see Commanders minus 7 versus the Cardinals.
Yeah, this is going back to my NFL futures plays. This is a fade of the Cardinals. I think this is going to be a historically bad team, right? Kyler Murray doesn't want to play. I'm pretty sure they owe him money even if he stays injured, so it doesn't really matter to him. He just wants to make his money. Team in general is not very good. They've lost weapons on offense and defense. And on the other side, Sam Howell, kind of underrated, right? Ever since he's taken over the job at Washington, he has produced, and they got Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. I mean, I feel like they're going to be a pretty good combo. They'll put points up on this depleted Cardinals defense who's in tank mode, and I think they'll easily win by more than a touchdown.
I do I do agree with you that the Cardinals are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. I just don't have too much faith, as much faith as you, and the Commanders to get it done. Sam Howell has a lot to prove, and honestly, so does Ron Rivera. Um, these are two teams that could be seeing coaching changes and big changes at the end of the year.
I'm also taking the home field advantage here. Arizona traveling all the way across the country, but I don't know. Maybe 7 points is too many, but
Seven
either
is a lot of points.
it is a lot of points. But I just think this Cardinals team is going to be historically bad. I could see them. I saw the total at 38, right? And it's a 7 point spread. So how do they see that going? That's going to be around 17 to 24. Is that good math? Nope. A little bit less. That's like 16 to 20 or so. No, 16 to 23. Yeah, close to that. I see
I
the.
gotta give her. I can't bet on another team not getting one touchdown.
I mean, have you seen the team though?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm still locking in Commanders -7. Tail it, fade it, whatever you want. Sam Howell's underrated. He put up numbers last year once he took over.
I don't agree.
All right, moving on. Your next pick, the Vikings -6 versus the Bucks. I think you have a pretty similar case as to why you made this pick, right?
Oh yes, it's the I got an NFC contender, someone that I put a Super Bowl bet on to get to the out of the NFC East and the Vikings. And we got the Bucks who are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFC. Tom Brady's gone. That even with Tom Brady last year, they were 25th in offense last year. You add in Baker Mayfield, you're going to only get worse. And then I got that high-powered Vikings offense. Um, they're bringing in Alexander Madison to be their workhorse. We're going to see Jordan Addison shine on his first day. And don't forget about Justin Jefferson's. Kirk Cousins has plenty of options to go to for this. -6, I'll take that.
Yeah, and now that I'm looking at that, Vegas values the Commanders. Is this an away game for the Vikings? Are they playing at the Bucks?
They're playing at the Bucks, I believe.
Okay, the only reason now I remember the only reason I didn't take the Vikings in this game is because of Baker Mayfield's first game in LA last year. When he led them to that comeback victory. I forget who the team was, but I had money on whoever he was playing against. And watching him do that, I say, you know what? I'll let Baker Mayfield play his first game, get that one out of the way, and then we'll see.
No, I don't think he's any dangerous.
I don't think he's going to be either, but 6 points away. I like the 7 points at home for the Commanders more. I mean, granted, the Vikings, I agree, are a little bit better team than the Commanders, but that home field advantage, dude, they're gonna be screaming all day. First game of the year, not gonna
the
be
first game is
cold.
always tough, but I mean, I got a great offense versus a bad offense and a bad defense.
Yeah, I could tell you on this Vikings pick. It's just a matter of can I not trust Baker Mayfield, which I can.
Yeah, you cannot trust. I don't know why you're so hung up on that. Baker Mayfield.
It's just he lost me money on the first game. I mean, I guess law of averages. Now I'll get my money back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just tell it. Come
All
over to the
right.
dark side.
Next pick here. We also both share this pick. We have the Eagles -3.5 against the Patriots. This line just doesn't make
I don't
sense
get
to
it
me,
at
man.
all.
3.5
It's
points. They just went to the Super Bowl and added.
Does Vegas have? It's just like so much love for Bill Belichick. I don't. These teams. This should be a -10. Like I don't see what.
I
I
would
don't see
think
how we.
closer to -7, -8, but yeah, -3.5. This feels like a gimme right? I remember a couple Eagles games like this last year where it was like -4 to 6, right? And I was like, are they going to cover this? And they ended up winning by like 24. I feel like it's going to be one of those. No
Yeah,
reason the Eagles should struggle in Foxborough.
no reason. The Eagles should storm roll. That defense, that defense will cause Mac Jones problems. They don't have enough on their defense to slow down Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown.
No way.
It's yeah. And even if they go old Belichick style, take away AJ Brown, Devontae Smith is pretty capable of running that offense as a number one.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown was also a cash cow all year last year. I think if you took it every game and it was around plus 100 or better odds, it paid out more than half the games.
They changed the rule around that rugby style.
You're
Jalen Hurts
right.
played.
You're right. They're not going to be running that as much. Good
It
call.
wasn't cheap though.
That is a cheap play. Get a yard or two whenever you want.
Guaranteed.
Kind of unfair. Maybe the Eagles kind of regress because they got rid of that play. Because that was one of their biggest weapons.
That team is a lot more than just one play.
I don't see them doing as good as they did last year. By a few wins.
We're seeing the Chiefs and the Eagles back in the Super Bowl again.
Oof. I'm saying two different teams in the Super Bowl, but anyway, we won't get into that. Eagles -3.5, still way too little points for me for week one. I'll take them. Next play you got here, Rob, you have the Steelers money line plus 118 versus the 49ers. You want to get into this one? Surprise pick.
Yeah, so I saw this at plus 2.5, but we don't even need the points. We're gonna go with the Steelers money line. I get one of the best defenses in the league in the Steelers versus Brock Purdy on his first week in the tour of the entire NFL, having a full year of tape against him. This is where I think this 49ers contention ends. They need a much better quarterback behind their offense. So I'm going with the Steelers here.
Yeah, I saw right before we started this on Twitter, I saw Pro Football Focus, like the top 10 teams in the NFL or something. And it had the 49ers at 2. And I don't understand that, man. Like,
I mean, that defense, I do give them credit. That defense is loaded.
It's really good. The defense is good. Their skills position players are also very good. But, like, how are you going to get the ball to them? The quarterback's the most important position. And they just have a huge gap there. Brock Purdy goes down, you're going to get Christian McCaffrey throwing the ball again. And he's shown that he can go down.
Sam Darnold.
You're going to get Christian McCaffrey throwing the ball again. Sam Darnold. But yeah, I agree with you. Mike Tomlin, he just figures out a way to get it done, whatever it is. It's a home game for the Steelers as well. The crowd's going to be loud. Terrible towels are going to be waving around. I think I also have the Steelers winning the game. I can see this happening. I think I'll tail you on this one.
Yes, and I think Kenny Pickett, in year 2, we'll see even though I don't truly believe him as the permanent solution for the Steelers, I think in year 2 we'll see a little bit more of a game manager. So that'll get him over the edge.
Agreed. My next pick here, I got the Ravens -10 versus the Texans, which this is the Lamar revenge tour, dude. He's pissed about last year. He's tired of getting hurt. He's going to come out and just absolutely destroy this Texans defense, which I don't think has very much going for him.
Yes, the Texans are the worst team in the AFC South. I agree with you. -10, I almost consider taking it. I do like to stay away from those double-digit spreads for week 1. It's just personal preference, but it's a great solid pick.
Yeah, Bryce Young first outing. I think it's going to be a rough day against a well-coached Ravens defense. No matter what, the Ravens defense always does well. You never see them, as a bottom feeder defense.
Yeah. They'll definitely come out hard to play on defense.
Yep. And next on the board, Thursday night game. I actually already locked this in at 6.5. I've seen it move to 5.5. I'd still take it there. Lions plus 5.5 versus the Chiefs. It's just too many points for an opening game. I feel like it's going to be a close one. Also, just disclaimer, I'm a Chiefs hater. However, I can back up my Chiefs hate. At the beginning of the year, usually that's when they have their hiccups, right? That's when they lose some games that you think they shouldn't lose, but then by the time November, December rolls around, they get pretty much perfect and stop losing games, right? I'm going to take advantage of the early game big spreads.
Yeah, with Chris Jones out, there is opportunity to see, maybe they let up a couple more points than they wouldn't have. So it's a solid pick.
Also, the Travis Kelce news today, bringing the line down a solid point, which is crazy.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, that's a big part of their offense. That does leave Patrick Mahomes to throw with a kind of a misfit of wide receivers. They're all very talented athletes, but not really a go-to guy with Travis Kelce off the field.
Yeah. It's just not the same. I mean, you see Travis Kelce sometimes having 10 plus reception games. Who else is going to have that on the Chiefs? Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
It's funny that was the same guy that I was thinking of. Maybe he is the true number one.
Oh boy. Yeah, Lions. I got him 6.5 this morning after the Kelce news. It's moved to 5.5. I'd still take him there.
Next up, we got a pick from me. We got over 4.5 on the Tampa Bay Minnesota game.
45.5.
Oh, sorry, 45.5.
I hope they get over 4.5 points.
Yeah, let's see that line come out at 110. So I'm taking a Vikings offense that'll come off on a great start, finishing what they did last year, 8th offense in the league. Even though I don't like the Tampa Bay offense, they are coming up against the Vikings, who were 28th in defense last year. So I think that'll slip up. Defenses are always catching up on offenses with offenses at the beginning of the year. So that 45 is a very low number. I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, that is pretty low. I mean, NFL games, you don't see them, going over 50 very often, but I feel like this one probably should be over 50 with how high powered the Minnesota offense is and how weak their defense is, right?
Yeah. I mean, we talk badly about Baker Mayfield a lot, but he is a veteran in the league. So there is a certain expectation, for the offense that we should see from him.
Absolutely, yeah. Agreed. I think he can put up some points, and that's why I'm scared of taking the Vikings -6. Maybe they win by 4. They wouldn't be mad winning by 4.
I'll be very mad if they win by 4.
All right. To recap my plays, I got the Jaguars -4.5 against the Colts, Commanders -7 against the Cardinals, Ravens -10 against the Texans, Lions +6.5 against the Chiefs, and the Eagles 3.5-point favorites away at the Patriots, while Rob has also the Jaguars 4.5 at the Colts, the Eagles 3.5 at the Patriots, the Vikings -6 at the Bucks, Steelers money line at home versus the 49ers, and the Tampa Bay Minnesota game over 45.5. All right. You want to get into some college plays?
Yeah, let's get into our college plays. So for college, we got 3 picks each. Let's start off with a pick that we both share, and that it's going to be a fan favorite by a lot of people, I think, after week 1. We got Colorado -2.5 over Nebraska. What you think about this game, Bert?
Yeah, this opened at a pick'em. Colorado was plus 110, and it's already moved 2.5 points in Colorado's favor. I think it might move even more with what we saw last week, and Nebraska losing against it just looked like a defensive battle against the Minnesota team. I think that defensive battle will not happen in this game because the Colorado offense is too high powered, simply put.
Yes. I looked over at that box score for the Nebraska game, and the quarterback had 3 interceptions. They also had a fumble. So we have a very turnover happy team in Nebraska versus a really great offense. You're going to see if those turnovers hold up, which I think they will. I looked over the Nebraska quarterback that's a transfer in from Georgia Tech. He has a 31-26 TD to interception ratio. So he's going to give up some picks. So I take Colorado to capitalize on those turnovers with their offense. Coach
Yeah,
Prime, get it done.
that guy cannot take care of the football. That's crazy. They're still underrated. I feel like they should have been close to 5-point favorites in this game, but take them at 2.5 for sure. Our next pick here, as you mentioned, I'm sure a lot of people are going to agree with us on this. Bama, 7-point favorites against Texas. I mean, we underestimated Bama coming into this. A lot of people underestimated Bama coming into this year. Their win total under was a very popular bet. I didn't take it myself because you never know with Nick Saban, and he seems to have delivered again. Their freshman quarterback just seems like an absolute beast.
Yeah, Nick Saban knows how to recruit. He's always going to bring in a Alabama team that is solid all the way through the depth chart. We have a Texas team that lost Bijan to the draft last year, so that kills their X factor to their offense for me. So I got Bama -7.
Yeah, and it did take Texas a little bit to get warmed up last week against Rice. I saw they were actually down early on against Rice. If they let up like that at all against Bama, they're going to be all over their throats and up 21 points before they can blink.
Yeah. Texas is not ready and Bama's at home. That crowd will be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agree with you there. I think they'll win that game by close to 20. I might take them -14 and plus money.
Ooh.
I feel like it's going to be a blowout. Bama loves shitting on out-of-conference opponents as well.
When they play them.
Exactly. All right. And for our last picks, we got different ones. You got Florida State -29.5. I did see it at 30.5. Would you still take it there?
What was the line move?
I saw it go up to 30.5.
Yeah, I still take it at 30. That defense was amazing versus LSU. And then we're getting a bottom feeder team in Southern Miss. The defense also bend don't break. I mean, how many times are they going to stop them on 4th down in that LSU game? The defense played phenomenal. Yeah. I think we got a full team in Florida State. I'll take that -30. I saw that I got it at 29.5.
Yeah. I think I might also tell you here. I mean, Florida State was a cash cow all year last year. They've already paid out the first game this year. I'm going to keep riding it till it dies, as long as it's profitable. And for my last pick, I got Oregon -6.5 against Texas Tech. This line feels a little bit weak to me. Oregon put up, I think, 81 points last weekend, while Texas Tech lost in double overtime to Wyoming. 6.5 points. I'll take my chances with the Ducks. Don't know anything about them. Go ahead.
That's a good bet. Take the momentum. Texas Tech might come back, stronger after a loss, but 81 points, that shows me that you can score.
Yeah. I mean, 81 points means you can score no matter what the other team's trying to do, kind of thing. The
Yeah.
Duck doing those push-ups must have been incredibly tired after that game.
Yeah.
All right. So to recap the college plays, we both share Colorado -2.5 against Nebraska, Bama 7-point favorites against Texas. Then you have Florida State -29.5 or 30.5 against Southern Miss, I think it was, right?
Southern Miss. Yeah, Southern Miss.
And Oregon -6.5 against Texas Tech for my last pick. I was looking up and down the list of college games, and I was struggling to find ones that stuck out to me. Notre Dame was another one that I almost took, but I don't know. This Oregon one just was calling my name a little bit more.
Yes, it was slim pickings on this week of slate of college games. I did take that Notre Dame pick. Coming up soon in our parlay
Yep.
segment.
Speaking of that segment, let's get right into it. Rob, you want to talk us through your parlay?
Yeah, so we got a 4-leg parlay. The parlay total is plus 1381. First pick, we got Jets money line with Carolina, Atlanta over 39.5. Notre Dame -7 versus NC State, and Jacksonville Indy under 45.5.
The underplay, even though you believe in the high power Jacksonville offense, is that just a total fade of the Indy offense?
Yes, total fate of the Indy offense. I think Jacksonville, with their defense, with just being such a better team than Indy this year, I think they put away this game early, and they can really coast and hold that game with ETN running down that clock, managing the game.
Yeah.
I got I got Notre Dame over NC State that -7. Notre Dame has just been both games that I watched. They have just been dominant and controlling against their opponents. So I think their strong run game against NC State holds that -7. I don't really think it'll be a contest. I'm not even worried about the college home away advantage of NC State.
And that's no Happy Valley.
Yeah, that's not Happy Valley. Um, we have Carolina and Atlanta that over 39.5. This is the lowest total of the whole entire NFL spread I saw. So I'm just gonna take that low number of 39.5. I mean, we got Bijan Robinson on the Falcons offense, Kyle Pitts, the very high power offense. They'll put up, maybe they can put up some points this week. And then you got Carolina. Bryce Young's gonna be looking to really start a name for himself in that first week. And then I got Jets on Monday night. Aaron Rodgers debut shuts down Josh Allen, Sauce Gardner. This team has to put their money where their mouth with is the way they've been talking all season, all off season.
Yeah, I mean that Jets defense has been saying they're the 85 Bears. I saw something like that. Bro,
Yeah,
how are you talking like that before you played a game?
they're getting ridiculous, but I mean, with their roster, I can see why they can look around and talk like that.
Yeah, I just hope they deliver, man. It's gonna be so embarrassing if they don't.
Yeah, don't jinx
Yeah.
it.
But I like that parlay. 1381 too. That's well over the 1,000. That's good. I might pick and choose a couple of those. I like the Notre Dame one. I like the Jacksonville under. And I also have the Jets money line in my parlay, so there we go. So speaking of my parlay, I got a plus 1070 Bengals money line. If Burrow plays, this is an easy play, and he already practiced this week. I think he'll be suited and booted, ready to take the Browns down in week 1. Browns kind of have been our kryptonite, but I don't know. I believe in my Bengals more than I believe in Deshaun Watson and the Browns.
Yeah, I take Bengals over Browns. Solid first
Yeah,
leg.
at -134 too. You're not paying too much on the dollar. Next one, you are paying a little bit more on the dollar, and it's also probably my riskiest play on this card. Saints money line. Derek Carr just needs to work in New Orleans, basically, and if it works, I think they'll easily get the win. It's more of a play on their defense, right? The Saints defense has been pretty locked down whenever who are they playing? The Titans.
The Raiders.
Titans.
Oh shit.
Right? Yeah, Saints playing the Titans, so I think they'll be able to shut down Derrick Henry, Cameron Jordan on the interior. It's once you shut down Derrick Henry, make Ryan Tannehill throw to the missing AJ Brown. So I think they'll be fine winning that game. And you alluded to it, Aaron Rodgers' debut. He's not going to let those people down. He's going to beat Buffalo at home, right? He's going to give the people in New York what they want. That defense is going to show up. They've been talking all offseason. They better show up.
They have to.
They're going to get made fun of all year. They're going to be clowned all year. And then my last play, Utah, 7.5 point favorites. I underestimated them last week. It cost me. And now they're still favorites, but by not as many points as they beat Florida, and they're playing a Baylor team who just lost to Texas State, right? And Texas State, I think that was their first FBS win in school history, right?
Yikes.
Yeah. They beat Baylor, and now that Baylor team's got to play Utah, who's coming off a big win against Florida. 7.5 points. I'll take that. Puts my parlay at 1070. I like both of those, honestly.
Yeah, well, I think we really got two solid parlays. People should definitely tell that. Throw a half unit on it.
Yeah. Definitely a half unit on parlay kind of guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't get too crazy. Bet responsibly.
Next up, we got our player prop, which is we're just going anytime touchdown scorer parlay. Right, Rob, you want to walk us through yours?
I have for mine, I got 3 legs. We got Tyreek Hill touchdowns. We got Stephon Diggs for a touchdown and Kenneth Walker playing out 606. Oh, excuse me, 621 plus 621 for that parlay.
I like those. I see Tyreek getting one against the Chargers defense. Kenneth Walker.
Seahawks
They're going to use him. Yeah.
Yeah. Even with Zach Charbonnet, he's probably going to be their receiving back. We got Kenneth Walker at the goal line to get that touchdown.
And you think Stephon Diggs gets one on Sauce? They're going to score. They're going to score.
It's going to be a good game.
Yep. I hope it is. We actually have some really good games this week. Yeah. I got for mine anytime touchdown as well. Christian McCaffrey against that Steelers defense. Bijan Robinson. I mean, what else are the Falcons going to do? Throw with Desmond Ridder? And Jamar Chase to catch one from Joe Burrow against the Browns.
I like that. You got some high-powered stars in there. Definitely people that are going to be the first options on their team.
Yep, that comes out to plus 720
for the 49ers this year.
Oh, yeah. Catching, running, even throwing. I promise you he's going to have a couple throwing touchdowns this year. They like to use him that way. But I'm excited, man. We got some good games this week. We got Thursday night good game, Lions Chiefs. Then we got the Octagon going at noon on Sunday. No 405 games, only 425 games. Good Sunday night game. Good Monday night game. Football's back, man.
Can't wait.
Feels good.
Sitting at home on Sunday, get my pizza and wings. Let's go.
The classic. All right. Last but not least, the Sweaty 16. So the way we should talk about this, I'm going to go over all the money line picks that we got in common, and then we'll talk about the ones that we have that are contrary, right? So we both have the Steelers over the 49ers, Vikings over the Bucks, Ravens over the Texans, Jaguars, who are they playing? Over the Colts, Bengals over the Browns, Commanders over the Cardinals, Eagles over the Patriots, Chargers over the Dolphins, Broncos over the Raiders, Seahawks, blanking on who they were playing, over the Rams easily, Cowboys over the Giants, and the Jets over the Bills on Monday night. Now, getting into our different picks, I have the Lions over the Chiefs in an upset. Yeah, I think they're going to cover the 6.5, and I think they're going to win outright. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to show the world who he is.
Love Jahmyr Gibbs, but not as much as I love Patrick Mahomes. I don't think they'll lose on opening night. The stage will be way too big for the Lions, and we have the Chiefs who have always been there. Yeah, that's an easy win for me. I don't like the 6.5. Maybe it's closer to a 3-point game. But Chiefs money line easy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk shit on your pick at all because I could very easily see the Chiefs winning at home on opening night. But I like playing contrarian, so take the Lions.
Just the Bengals hate.
Yeah. Next, we have the Saints-Titans game. I have the Saints. I explained why earlier. You want to explain why you got the Titans?
I have Derrick Henry I think he just makes it happen against the Saints. Yeah, I don't have much other than that. Derrick Henry. I just don't like the Saints, and I got Derrick Henry.
All right, fair.
Showing up a dart.
Yeah, if they can't stop him, I mean, he's probably the hardest guy to stop in the league when he's running straight at you.
Absolutely.
The next one I have the Falcons. You have the Panthers. I'm taking Bijan Robinson over anything the Panthers have to offer, honestly.
Come on, man. Bryce Young. Bryce Young makes his debut. He goes up against a Atlanta division team. You know, really show the Panthers fans that he's the right pick. Got to go with Nick Saban's boy.
Is the game in Carolina? The game is in Atlanta. I'm liking my pick even more now.
Every team doesn't have a home away advantage.
That's true. That's true. Falcons fans aren't too excited this year, I would imagine, just to see Bijan. And the last pick that we have different is I picked the Packers, you picked the Bears in that division rivalry. I mean, we only saw a tiny glimpse of Jordan Love last year, which means teams do not have much tape and they don't know what to expect from Jordan Love. The guy throws darts. They're on target. I mean, that's all I've seen from him. I'm going to expect him to keep doing that. And Justin Fields has not shown me as good play as I saw from Jordan Love in the little bit that I saw him.
That is outrageous. I think that by the eye test, Justin Fields is way better than Jordan Love.
Justin Fields is a good fantasy quarterback, man.
And maybe that Love is carrying over, but touchdowns count the same in fantasy as they do on the field. So Justin Fields, we get DJ Moore. We'll see him up his game on the passing. And this Chicago Bears defense isn't going to be terrible this year. So I got them taking it over the Packers. But it's a pick 'em. It's going to be a very controversial pick for each way.
Yeah, I could see this going either way. I think the Bears were a 1.5 point favorite when I bet it, which is, that's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Yeah, my parlay comes out to plus 327,824. And yours comes out to 314,822, which is wild odds. But see if it hits. Throw a couple dollars on it. It's life-changing money.
Get that dollar.
Oh, yeah. Anything else for the people, Rob? We got a big weekend in front of us.
No, that's what we all got. Just like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We're gonna bring these to you 2 times a week.
Yep. So next show we'll be recapping how our weekend went Sunday night, going into we'll probably be doing this during Sunday night football, and then we'll talk about Monday night football during next segment in depth and go over our picks from the weekend.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of y'all's day. Thanks, Rob.
Have a good day. Peace.